What's up, boys? It's Risky, and here I'm going to be reacting to this bish that smells like fish. Apparently, she's turning into a fish. That's what it said on the title. This video is made by My Story Animated. The link is in the description for it if you want it. But, yeah. Anyways, there's probably going to be a sudden cut when going to the actual video. So, yeah. Because it's my first, actual video. So,
Now, I don't want to sound condescending when I say this, but I'm pretty. Like, really, really pretty. From the time I started school, I knew that. My mom entered me in beauty pageants from when I was 5 years old, and I won almost every single one. But in school,
okay, judging off of the animation, and before I say this, kids, don't judge books by their cover. Judge them how you read them. But from what I've seen, you do not look pretty, in my opinion. Other people may have a different opinion, but it's an animation, and I'm gonna assume that you look the same in the animation. So I'm gonna say you don't look pretty.
there was this girl named Monica who was the leader of the girls, and she was not a nice person. She was gorgeous and dangerous. Honestly, I would.
Bro, you're scared of somebody who walks like that? I'd be laughing, dude. She's doing a wiggle from Fortnite. Anyways, yeah.
Years, I saw how she treated and humiliated people she didn't like, so I knew I had to be on her good side. I made fun of people with her. I helped her pull pranks on the nerdy kids in our class. And when we got into middle school, I did even worse things with her. We would hide other girls' clothes when they changed for gym.
I'm sorry that I paused it, but I know I have to keep it in fair use. Bro, this is some fucking Disney crap. Oh, fucking just. Alright, well, I'm getting demonetized. It's not like it matters anyways. So, anyways, yeah. Okay, so I skipped ahead a little bit, and now we're, finding out who her love interest is.
Were winking at me in the hall, but there was only one I was interested in, Micah. He was a tall and handsome skateboarder, and he was seriously everything I ever wanted in a guy. And one Friday afternoon, he asked if I wanted to go to a party with him and his friends on Saturday. I played it cool and told him I'd be there, but inside, I was losing it. I wanted to do a backflip. I wanted to set off fireworks that spelled out yes.
Yep, we all know that's the main character's love interest. So yeah.
I blasted music and danced around my room while I picked out my outfit.
I cue the Fortnite dance audio, boys. Bro, do
That night, I blasted music and danced around my room while I picked out my outfit. I thought that Saturday was gonna be the best day of my life. I would go to my very first party and kiss Micah. I woke up the next morning. Something felt wrong. My whole room smelled like rotting fish.
Bro, do we finally get to see the part where she's turning into a fish? Okay, I skipped ahead again, and basically she got her mom to help her, figure out what the smell was. Her mom thinks it's a dead animal in the drain. She went to go take a shower, but it still stinks like fish and shit.
When I lifted my arms to tie my hair up, it was even worse. It was so bad, I felt like I was gonna pass out. Then a horrible realization hit me. I leaned in, putting my nose beside my armpit, and my world came crashing down. The smell wasn't my room, it was me. I smelled my arm, my hand even my legs, and I realized every single inch of me smelled like a dump truck. I immediately ran to the shower again. I lathered on every single soap and body scrub I owned. I seriously scrubbed my skin until it was bright red. After about an hour, I got out, convinced I had solved the problem. Except I hadn't. I hadn't solved the problem at all. Now I smelled like a pineapple, coconut, lilac, rose, lavender, fish sandwich. In a panic.
Bro, that's gross. I eat those things every day. They're pretty fucking tasty, man. You better calm down. Okay, so I, skipped it. I'm probably gonna do it a few more times. Sorry, guys. But, apparently she's getting bullied because they smelt her and they're like, ew, gross and gross. And she went to the bathroom and she had to just lather on everything. And, I think she's out now. And, they're all yelling at her, and her love is like, oh my god, she's stinky.
I tried to open the door, and eventually I gave up and climbed through the window. I called my mom to pick me up. I spent the next day in bed crying. My mom tried to comfort me, but I could see that.
Wait, didn't they just use that clip like almost somewhere at the beginning of the video?
And sitting beside me because I smelled so bad. That day, I stood in the shower for 4 hours until my skin was practically screaming. We strolled into the doctor.
Okay, like she's finally going to the doctor at like 8 something minutes into the video, and she's not turning into a fish. She's supposed to be turning into a fish. That's what the title was. You know, I got a bit clickbaited there, bud.
The next morning, and everyone waiting in the office looked disgusted with my smell. I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear, but even that wasn't as bad as what happened next. The doctor completely blew me off. I was in tears, telling him how much my condition was affecting me, and he laughed and told me to just take better care of my body. I had heard that some doctors were bad, but I had never encountered anyone that was that ignorant before.
I think this is what like blows the case for me, that this story is fake. Because a doctor would be like, ew, you shouldn't smell that bad, like fish. Do you take care of yourself at home? And then you would respond, yes, I do. A few days ago, I just randomly started smelling like it. Can you please help me? And then the doctor would probably be like, yeah, sure, maybe, I don't know. Like, they would do something.
And unfortunately, I believed him.
Okay, I know I just paused, but did she just say that she believed him? I mean, yeah, I guess don't go against the doctor's rule, but like, I wouldn't believe that, man.
Before school the next morning, I got up at 3 a.m. so I could soak in the bath and take 3 showers. By the time I was finished, the water was running ice cold. When I got to school, it became obvious that what I had done hadn't worked. Every single person I walked by said, ew, and covered their noses. I put my hood up over my head, wishing I could just disappear.
You can. It's just called leaving the school. It's called skipping class. I mean, if you get caught, you're gonna get sent to the principal's office, but they'll probably not keep you in there since you smell so fucking bad.
In one of the small classrooms, my teacher had to open a window. When that didn't work, she asked me to go out into the hall. She told me I needed to go sit in the office to do my work. If you're not gonna take care of yourself, you can't sit in this class and distract everyone. When I tried to explain why I smelled, she ignored me. Instead of going to the principal's office, I just stormed.
Bro, I think I just fucking told the future. I haven't watched this before, so like, I mean, I have watched this before, but like, this is when I'm recording the audio for this video. But like, I just told the fucking future, dude.
I watched my social media light up memes and jokes about how gross I was. People were saying I didn't shower. People were even saying crazy stuff like my dad was.
Is this the part where she's turning into a fish because her dad was a fish person? Like, are you gonna actually have like the actual stuff in the video or not? My Story Animated.
I said I couldn't go to school anymore. My mom told me I had to, but I refused and laid in bed all day. She decided to put me in an educational program at a small private school nearby. It was only a few hours every day, and then the rest of my work would be online. I knew when I got there, everyone would hate me. And when I walked inside, I was almost sure they would, because I saw Audrey, the girl Monica and I had picked on, sitting there. Everyone else covered their noses when I walked in, but Audrey just smiled.
Hey, it's that girl from the beginning of the story that you guys didn't see because I skipped ahead, but I skimmed through it. But yeah, that's her from the beginning of the story.
During our lunch break, I asked Audrey when she had come here. It turns out in 6th grade, the bullying had gotten so bad she decided to leave. I apologized for being mean to her, and she just shrugged, telling me it was in.
I mean, good for her. She's like, yeah, if you're getting bullied, switch schools or something, dude.
So badly. I found out she was allergic to tree pollen. I'm not proud of what I did next, but every morning I ran out into the woods and shook trees and wiped their leaves down, collecting as much pollen as I could. When she wasn't looking, I rubbed the pollen on her desk, on her bag, even on her jacket. For weeks, her eyes were puffy and red, but we were becoming great friends.
Okay, I skipped ahead a tiny bit, but, like, she's collecting, like, Audrey, or whatever the fuck her name is allergic to tree pollen. And you know what this bitch did? She went out into the woods and got tree pollen all over herself and got it on her backpack. That is such a fucking dick move, because you smell so bad and you don't have any fucking friends. Please, honestly, if you are going to do this, don't have any friends at all. Like, even if you're watching the video, like, don't.
Even after everything I had put her through, we were growing really close, and I felt terrible that I was making her sick. How could
What are with these animations? You got her looking like a Powerpuff Girl when she's fucking crying, and then you got Audrey like, I like brains and blah.
I do this to someone who cared about me? I thought back to what everyone else treated me like, and my heart sank. I couldn't afford to lose my only friend. So I kept rubbing pollen all over her stuff every chance I got. One time she asked me why my hands were all yellow, and I changed the...
You know, how about just tell her that you've been rubbing tree pollen on her stuff, and then just don't have any friends, because that's the right thing to do. You shouldn't have any friends. If you're gonna do that, just to have a friend, what the fuck, dude? Alright, I think this is, like, my last skip, but, like, this girl's been inviting, whatever, the main character to her house, and, yeah, now it was her birthday, and they were about to take her to, like, Waterworld or something. Let's, do that.
My birthday came. I walked outside of school, and Audrey was waiting with balloons on a car. Her and her dad were gonna take me to a water park. They had set it up with my mom as a surprise. I started freaking out, saying I didn't feel well, and Audrey told me she'd take me home at least. Logically, I should have just gotten in the car, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Why not just tell her that you are making it? Why? Just why, dude? Just why? Like, honestly, you run into the forest, you can't just tell her what's wrong with you?
Sprinted down into the woods, running away from her and her dad. A ways into the woods, I just plopped down. I was crying too hard to keep running. I felt so ashamed of my smell, so ashamed of what was going on with me. I didn't even notice Audrey and her dad coming towards me until it was too late. I knew I was caught, so I just exploded. I told them everything.
Now you can tell her. When you're caught in the woods by them, you couldn't have just told them now. Like, I made this point, like, last fucking clip that I was speaking. But what the heck? My Story Animated, did you make these stories a bit, like, better? My Story Animated, please make these a bit more believable, or at least this one more believable, because, like, people know this is fake because she's turning into a fish, but it's not really turning a fish, it's clickbait. She just smells like it, but, like, maybe next time make a more believable story.
Like, fish constantly. I was the reason Audrey was sick. I begged her dad not to move her away.
Okay, by telling them that you made her sick? Like you said you rubbed pollen on them? Or did you just say, I made them sick? Is this, actual,
I was shocked when her dad leaned down and told me he was a doctor. I had nothing to be ashamed of. I wasn't dirty or diseased. I just had a condition called...
like, whatever phobia something that is? Like, is it real? Wait, hold on, fuck that. I'm gonna go search this up right now. Okay, so this is a real thing, so I gave that a props to you, My Story Animated. You actually did your research on this type of thing. But, yeah, trimethylamine is like when you can't, here, let me tell you the full definition. Trimethylamine, whatever the fuck it is a metabolic disorder that occurs when the body is unable to break down certain nitrogen-containing compounds, such as trimethylane, I don't know how to say that, which was fishy odor. It's produced in intense when certain types of foods, i.e. eggs, liver, ligaments, fish, and some vegetables are digested.
Move her away, and I begged Audrey to stay friends with me. I was shocked when her dad leaned down and told me he was a doctor. I had nothing to be ashamed of. I wasn't dirty or diseased. I just had a condition called trimethylaminuria. It was really rare, so a lot of doctors didn't understand it.
Alright, boys, the video is basically over after that point. She basically goes on to say that she lives over a fish market to where everything smells like fish. So I guess this is like permanent. I don't know if it actually is permanent because I didn't say that when I was reading it. But thank you guys for watching and subscribe and like.